You know, pretenders like Meech only become holy rollers with assistance from people like you.
Well, last I heard, you was bankrolling him. So what happened? He break your heart? Let me get this right. You called me down here thinking I would what? Like I would agree to be your bitch?
Detective, I just thought with your experience that, you could see the whole board. Now I see that you just as backwards as all the other people in this damn town.
BMF fans, episode 5 was fire. Keeps getting better and better. And I love how they always put this up for you guys that get too caught up in thinking that this story is going to be 100% based on the true story. No, it's not. Read this carefully for all you that get in my comment section if you pay attention. Well, if you look closely, look at this shit closely. It's clearly telling you there's going to be things augmented in the story. But it wasn't nothing augmented in the entertainment value of this episode. Really enjoyed it. But I feel like Meech went a bridge too far. We'll break it down in this video. If you're finding me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so when I drop videos, you get them. I told y'all Detective Lopez was going to find out some stuff. Clearly, you guys know he's going to have to die. But let's dive right on in from the very beginning. And I love how they always put up these quotes from Meech. Nothing worth having ever comes easy. It's like that with love. It was like that in the streets. 100% agree with this, people. Nothing that's worth having is going to usually come easy. And let's just say that you win the lottery and you instantly come into $300 million. You're still going to have to work to hold on to that money and the type of lifestyle you decide to develop for yourself. In the very beginning, they start this episode off with them being in a deposition for Southwest T's eye. And we do know the real history of what happened in this story, but of course they're dramatizing this out, letting us know some details that we didn't see. And as they're going through this whole process, did you realize how the defense team for the hospital, they pull up pictures of Southwest T and Meech selling drugs? I'm like, damn, y'all getting dirty. See, my people, Anglo-Saxons don't mind getting dirty. They get their hands dirty quick. And at that point, T's lawyer decide, we're going to get up out of here. We're going to just think about this thing. Because basically they putting T on notice. If you go to trial, even though what you do outside of the hospital has no bearing on what happened in the hospital, we are going to destroy your character. We're going to put your character in the shitter and we're going to try to flush it down. And in the 1980s, if they would have got the right people sitting at the trial, they would have all just been like, oh, hell no. It don't matter what the hospital did. He could have easily walked out the hospital and got something done to his eye because of his lifestyle. See, that's that F-boy stuff, my people. Keep your eyes open. Then we get a scene with Meech and Pat. Basically, Meech is telling Pat, I'm done with you. I don't need to re-up with you. And did you guys see that big Bertha Pat got as his new person at the door since he done killed Rock? Patting down Meech, and Pat ain't trying to let Meech go. And why would he? Meech has been his top earner. He don't want to see him go. And so Meech is just like, Pat, man, why would I want to trust you after everything you said when you shot Rock? And Pat is like, I don't give a damn about none of that. You my top earner. I put contracts on you. You owe me for life, nigga. And I ain't letting you go. But he's got no choice. And he basically banishes Meech from his crew as he's opening the door, telling him to get the hell out. Bruh, this is tough, my people. This is one of them situations when you have a mentor, a mentoree, and at some point in time, that young lion wants to be the king of the pride. And the old lion don't want to let it go. You see this often in different areas of life. In particular, I'm thinking about football. When they draft a young lion and they expect whoever's playing that position to have to teach this young lion to help the team, but at some point in time, what the team is going to say to you that's teaching the young lion. So I don't know I think that at some point in time, Pat going to, look out for Meech because they had that kind of relationship. But right now he's mad. So we'll see where they go with that. But I mean, yeah, he's mad right now. Then we get the scene where Lamar done finished putting the hammer down on Monique. They all smoozy and got the oozy eyes for each other in the bed. Daughter comes in there and Lamar tells the daughter, what's up with you coming in here without breakfast? You know, it seems like they one happy family now all of a sudden. So they send the non-cooking daughter ass out there to cook, and she's in there dropping pots and pans while the damn stove is on, about to catch the house on fire. And Lamar did all this so him and Monique could smash one more time. Ain't that sweet? And basically Lamar is telling Monique that, look, I can pick up the daughter from school. And Monique is feeling really, really good right now. You know, she's got those endorphins from getting her brains blowed out from the back that's letting her make decisions that ain't really got rational thought behind it. And she decides to go on ahead and let Lamar pick up Zoe from school. And, you know, by all accounts, Lamar seems like he's trying to do the family thing right now. But you wanting to do the family thing doesn't change the things you're still into. You're still into the drug game, which is going to have side effects into your life, no matter how much you try to separate the two. We get a scene with Southwest T and Meech, and Meech is just basically chastising T because, you know, they go to trial. The hospital is going to keep them under the microscope. Even though it's got nothing to do with it, they are just going to try to banish their integrity. And then I would like to know, why the hell do they got pictures of them riding around in cars and stuff like that anyway? I guess that's just part of the process of trying to tarnish somebody's character. And in the same conversation, they basically get on talking about Lamar and how he took from the stash house. And Meech is telling Southwest T everybody has a weakness. Now, on my live stream last week, after we did the trailer review, I specifically said to my people, the weakness is the daughter, not Monique, and Meech is gonna go get the daughter. You know what a bunch of y'all said to me? Nah, Lamont, Meech got too much integrity to do something like that. I know this is the streets, but he got too much street integrity to do that. And my retort was, I don't give a damn. This is the drug game. There ain't no integrity. The integrity is the money. That's the integrity. And y'all told me I was wrong. Well, I be damned. I was right again. I mean, y'all had me thinking I was crazy to the point where I was changing my mind about it. And look what happened in this episode. And in the very next clip, we get Meech coming to see Zoe. And he basically kidnapped her in this scene. That's what he did. There's no sugarcoating this shit. And this whole episode was all about the lies we tell others and ourselves to help us get through life. And I'm not going to sit here and act like this wasn't a kidnapping. It was a damn kidnapping. Puts her in the car, lies to her about what they're going to do and what he told the mama, and they off. And by the way, that is a sweet SS Seville he's driving. For all my people from the D and from the A, I had a big body, heavy Chevy, and them things are like tanks, my people. If you never had a heavy Chevy, go drive one. Lamar shows up to school looking for Zoe, and she's not there. And then the guy that Lamar and his crew was insulting at the place where they sell the food, but really was selling drugs, he comes up there and he talking big cash junk to Lamar. Lamar grabs him, throws him up against the phone, and is like, bruh, you ain't gonna do nothing to me. I got your daughter. Something happened to me. You never gonna see your daughter again. And he passes him the paper and lets him know Meech's demands, and we see where things go after that. Next scene, the hospital makes an offer, $25K, to Southwest T and his family. Of course, the dad wants him to take it because, you know, the dad has been he's just been a worker bee, man. He's never known what a lot of money feels like. So $25K feels like a lot of money to him. And you just got to think, back then, a Mercedes-Benz was $30,000. And that was thought to be a high-end luxury. Today, in America, in 2021, the average cost of a car is $37,000. So just keep that inflation point in your mind. And the mom was like, hell no, that ain't enough money. T could lose his eye forever. And then she winds up asking Southwest T, look, bro, are you selling drugs with Meech? He lies right to her face, says no. But ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say this, my ladies, but we get a lot of ladies in this situation. She is in straight denial of her baby. She still thinks her baby is a baby. The dad been out of denial. The dad ain't never seen Denial River, but the mama, she's still riding the boat up denial. And basically, they got 3 days to make a decision about what they're going to do because the lawyer tells them they will try to bring into this case Southwest T's dealings with the drug gang. Lamar, we get him with his crew, and we see Tiny step into Lamar saying, Lamar, you told us that everything was about business, that when personal stuff come into the fold, we ain't going to sweat that. And right now, Lamar, he wants his daughter, so he's calling the crew up to try to find his daughter. And Tiny steps to him, and Lamar whips out his belt, chokes my man, tells everybody to go do their thing. And he's got them basically trying to find out where Southwest T and Meech live at. So everybody's in a tizzy trying to figure out where the hell do they live at, trying to get things popping to help this man find his daughter, which has nothing to do with the business. And if you look at Tiny from the very first time they showed him, you can kind of see that he looks like he would turn, or he looks like he would be about his own thing. And I think this was the last straw for him because of some events that we're going to see that happen at the end of this episode. Detective Lopez has found himself a witness as to what happened to J Mo. And, my man looks a little sweet up in here. He's got a photogenic memory. He remembers every damn detail. I mean, he remembers so much detail that it's starting to come back to him that Coach Kopp was also involved in these whole dealings. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've been said that Detective Lopez was going to turn because he's that overzealous cop coming in here wanting to do everything by the book. He's kind of, wet behind the ears thinking that the law is the law, bad guys are bad guys, and there's no gray area. But now his eyes are starting to be clearly open. And this witness is starting to remember, hey, that was a Detective Bryant sighting too. I ain't forgot about your milk dud head. I mean, homeboy remembered these dudes into their skin color details, called one of them mocha caramel and shit. I was like, bruh, it sounds to me like you had a crush on whoever you've seen, but I digress a little bit. They go to a scene with mom and dad. And now, I'm kind of on both parents' side at this point in time, but as much as the dad had turned me off a little bit, I'm right back with them because the mom is basically telling dad, you don't have no say into these decisions because you don't live here no more. And nothing could be further from the truth. When a parent is not living with a child doesn't take away the fact that they still a damn parent. When parents get put on child support, they're usually not living with the child, but you're still contributing to the child. And dad still wants to have a say-so on what happens to his son because it's his son. And the issue I'm having with mama is you have irrefutable evidence that your baby boy is selling drugs and you still trying to be in denial. And that's a lie she's telling herself, my people. She's telling herself that lie because she doesn't want the truth because the truth hurts. You know what I'm saying? That's a saying that people always say. They say the truth hurts. And she doesn't want to deal with that truth. Then we get a scene where the boys is at Kato's house. Part of Meech's plan is to bring Zoe over to Kato's house, leave her there for a hot minute. And Kato is not with this shit, man. She is not with it because she's the rat. She's in bed with Lamar. I mean, we've already seen Lamar just pop up at her house and just be laying and lounging around the damn house. And it was kind of funny. She was like, what y'all want me to do with her? I ain't got no toys here. The only toy I got is a damn dildo. And I was like, well, damn. Maybe you need to put a toy on top of that dildo and act like it's some kind of vibrating toy or vibrating rabbit or some shit. And there you go. But in any event, they keep the girl there. And guess who decides to call? Oh, tricky ass Lamar calls, man. And he wants to know why she ain't sniffing around trying to get information. And I got to give it to Kato, man. She did her best lying job. She lied, said she ain't know nothing while they's right there in the house. But I was just wondering, why the hell did Meech and T just let her take off and run around the corner with the phone? That should have been a red flag. But apparently they had other things to get to because they bounced up on out of there. Then in the next scene, we get Detective Lopez talking to Detective Bryant about J-Mo and what happened to him and how he had 2 earrings in his ear. And at that moment, Detective Lopez was looking a little gay again. Not only that, but Detective Bryant was basically trying to rag on men who have 2 earrings, and I am one of those men that have 2 diamonds in their ear. I've got both my ears pierced. He had to drop some knowledge on Detective Bryant to let him know that men were the ones who originally started getting their ears pierced. This dates back to some of the first pirates that ever rode the 7 seas, my people, and then all of a sudden women adopted. That is absolutely true. You can Google that to get all the information you want. But, I think that they might reveal in this story that Detective Lopez is gay, but this was just another scene that just kind of lets you guys know Lopez is not giving up on this J-Mo thing, and he is getting more and more away from believing Detective Bryant. Mar pops up at Cato's house, basically looking around for the child, and he didn't find her. And did you see the scared look on Cato's face when the cartoons was left on and he's asking her, who the hell watching cartoon? Cato swearing up and down she's liking it. But somehow, some way, Meech was able to get out of there with Zoe without Lamar finding out. I was like, bruh, Cato had to be sweating bullets. I mean, she had to be sweating bullets that come out of Uzis, because her ass was scared as hell in that scene. But somehow or another, Meech made it out and got Zoe out and kept her quiet. They ambushed Slick, and ladies and gentlemen, this is when we find out that our homeboy Pork Chop shot Slick because Slick was limping. And Southwest T and the 50 boys ambush his ass, throw him in the trunk, but they tried to interrogate him. But Slick is a damn soldier, man. Slick ain't budging. I mean, they beating the hell out of Slick. He tied up, duct tape up, and B. Mickey is overzealous as hell again, trying to get all up in his cookies, wanting to get the information. So Southwest T is trying to interrogate Slick. Where the hell that stuff? Slick ain't giving up nothing, my people. Slick tough as nails. He tough as nails in a volcano. He ain't giving up shit. And then we get to a scene where you've got Lopez finds Bryant checking his squad car because, my people, the witness basically ID'd this type of vehicle that J-Mo was taken into. And remember, Lopez just got finished talking about J-Mo had both his ears pierced and was missing the earring. So Detective Bryant takes it upon himself to go check the car, and bam, he finds the earring, but he lies to Lopez and says he was missing the house key or something like that. This is the moment, my people, where I feel like Detective Lopez really knows Detective Bryant is crooked. This was that moment. This is the exact moment. And from there, you guys see what's going to wind up happening in the end. We go back to the interrogation of Slick. He's almost bloody dead and he's still not talking. And Meech comes in, tells the crew to just let him go. And Meech has a better plan. Meech knows what Slick's weakness is. Slick's weakness isn't death. Slick is more afraid of Lamar than he is of death. So basically Meech says, look, I'm going to let you take the daughter back to Lamar. You'll be a hero. You just tell me where my stash is at. If not, I'm going to kill the daughter, send a note to Lamar, have a picture that you was here with the daughter, you could have saved him. And you know what? That worked for Slick. Slick gave up the information. Then we get a scene where Monique plays a voicemail with Meech talking about family. And I still just think to myself the way Meech was looking the day Monique had Lamar up in the house and sent him away. And I'm sure that a little bit of this voicemail was kind of him getting some get back on her, but she ain't take it that way because she was hurt, man. She's like, how in the hell I get caught up in this drug street stuff? My daughter's in the middle of it. Whatever I can do to get out of this, I'm going to get out. Slick returns the child to Lamar. And then in the very next, before that, Slick basically tells Lamar, I got the Flannery's address. But Lamar sounds like he ain't trying to deal with nothing like that right now. He just want to get the daughter back over to Monique's house. And he does. He returns the daughter to Monique. They embrace. And in the very next scene, Lamar think he about to come in the house. And she closes that damn jailhouse screen door right in his face. Says she don't want to have nothing to do with either one of them. Calls him and Meech some punk A's and some other cuss words. She is thoroughly done with Lamar and Meech because of their street stuff. And this was the eye-opening she needed, my people, because her daughter got involved in this. And she shouldn't have been involved. Meech is dead wrong. But again, this is the street game. There are no rules in the street game, my people. I said that last week and y'all told me I was nuts, but there ain't no rules in the rules of the street is protect yourself and make your money. That's the only rule. Everything else is collateral damage. And so you got to think, Lamar is standing here at this at this door. He mad as hell. He basically done lost access to his daughter. He done lost access to his panty drawers. He done lost all this money and drugs that he was going to use. Meech done got the best of him. My people, Lamar is going to be unhinged these next couple of episodes. We got 3 episodes left. It ain't no telling what they're going to do with him coming up next, because he's going to be mad about this. Every night he want to get a nut and he can't get one from Monique, he going to be thinking about every night he want to hug his daughter and he can't. He going to be thinking about Meech. Hold that, my people. Then we're going to see where Detective Bryant meets up with Pat. And I love seeing these two brothers on the screen. They are real life brothers. And the dialogue that these two had was some of the best in this episode, from the comments about the sayings people say in New York to the comments about the sayings people say in Detroit. I just love this exchange. And Detective Bryant fooled me, my people, because I thought he was going to take the deal from Pat, but he said, hell no. He actually even further said, Pat, the next time you see me, it won't be on such good terms. So I think Detective Bryant, I think we're seeing the end of Detective Bryant. Somebody's going to kill Detective Bryant, or maybe he might even kill himself when this heat get on him, because now Lopez is on him. He ain't taking this deal from Pat. Then he's going to make another decision with Meech that we'll see right here in the end. But I think that we're going to wind up seeing the downfall of Detective Bryant. Something that was very, very entertaining that we all seen coming. You didn't need to have Ray Charles glasses on to see this coming. Tiny is getting into the car with Meech, and he's cutting a deal to buy stuff from Meech. Tiny says, Meech is saying to Tiny, yo, look, you E-course all the way. And Tiny's like, bruh, I don't give a damn about these streets. I don't give a damn about color, creed, none of that. I'm a businessman. And after what Lamar did to him in front of all them, you could easily see why Tiny is willing to do business. And then he said he's got other business that Meech can reach out to. Wow. Wow. There's going to be dissension in the ranks, my people, amongst the 12th Street crew. And I can only imagine what's going to happen to Tiny if Lamar finds out what's going on. But at the end of the day, could you guys see a scenario, please post your comments, where if the heat get too big on Tiny, he just say F 12th Street and just become a major distributor for Meech and the 50 Boys? I could easily see that if they can provide him protection from Lamar. We get a meeting with the brothers, and basically Southwest T is telling Meech, look, I got to go meet with our plug, Big L. She don't want to see you. At first, Meech seemed like his feelings was hurt. You know, he wasn't feeling it. But basically, Southwest T tells him, look, you know, Big L feels like you too flashy. And in that moment, I'm sitting there looking at Southwest T like, bro, you too flashy too, man. I don't know how she figured you wasn't as flashy, because, hell, this is how the hospital and their little defense team is trying to build a defense so they don't got to pay you no money because you flashy. You wearing fur coats. You out here riding around in $30,000 vehicles, which was expensive at the time, and they ask you where your dad work at, and he's working at the plant. So they know you can't afford all this stuff. So I don't know what Big L saw in Meech that she didn't see in T, other than the bravado in terms of his behavior on top of the flash. So I'm assuming she saw that and thought that T was just more chill than Meech. So maybe that's what she saw. And I just don't understand how Meech don't understand he's flashy, because he's up there talking about being flashy as they show a scene where he's got a big ass ring on that say Meech. Yeah, Meech, man, you flashy, bruh. And then the very next scene, we go and find Bryant and Lopez going to try to find the witness. Of course, the witness is gone. And the neighbor with the dog tells them that he left yesterday with boxes as though he was moving away. Brian is leaving the porch as if there's nothing to see here. Because he didn't want to come over here in the first place, because that witness kind of started remembering that Bryant was a part of this whole thing, so he ain't never want to see him in the first place. And then we get a scene where Detective Bryant meets up with Meech, and this is when we learn that Meech is the one who's gotten rid of the witness. I don't know what he did, how he got him to go, how much money he gave him, but he got him to go. And Bryant basically throws the money back in Meech's face, said, bro, I'm done with this. I'm out. Meech already done told him, you can't never get out till I let you out. So I don't know why he thinks that this is going to be any different. But the most important part of this scene, my people, that sneaky weasel-ass Lopez, sitting there in a Volvo with tinted windows, raises his head up, sees Bryant leaving the scene with Meech, sees Bryant giving Meech that money, and now has a full-on knowledge that Meech and Detective Bryant have had a working relationship together. What is Lopez going to do with this information? Now, if I had to guess, one of these two is going to die, Bryant or Lopez. I'm thinking Lopez is going to die. Bryant might get into some trouble, but I think that it's going to be Bryant that dies. But I want to hear you guys' comments. Who do you think they're going to write in this story to die first, Bryant or Lopez? Then the very last scene that we got in this episode, T done got the drugs from Big L. He got all the bricks he need to make some money. Meech comes in. He's thrilled. He's happy. But T is starting to feel a little down on this business, y'all. He's just kind of like, man, I get tired of this stuff every now and then. I done lost the eye. I got this new kid. We done kidnapped the kid. We done killed all these people. And Meech is just basically like, bro, don't none of that bother me because I'm more entrenched with this money. But the worst thing about this whole scene, guess who's listening in on all this stuff? And she wakes up and finds out that there's no such thing as Santa Claus coming down the chimney. It's the mama. She hears everything. She done heard about the death of Rock. She done heard about J Mo. She done heard about the kid. She done heard it all, my people. And now she fully knows Southwest T is in the drug game with his brother. So now what is she going to do? I think she owes the daddy an apology. That's number one. She's going to have to distance herself from Southwest T because she really don't want to have nothing to do with this drug game. So is she going to go back and apologize and get back with the daddy, or is she just going to swallow the guilt and just stay in the game with the boys? I don't think she's staying in no game with the boys. But I'm just anxious to know how she's going to treat the dad now that she has no excuse for being in denial now. She knows the truth. The dad been know the truth. And I'll just say this to you guys, my people. Sometimes when you feel something deep in your gut and you just trying to deny it just because you're afraid of the truth, just go ahead and embrace the truth so that you at least know what you're dealing with. And that's what this mama has on her hands now. Good damn episode, my people. Great episode. They did a wonderful job. Can't wait to next week. I hate that we're running down this season, but they're going to get renewed, man. It's renewed for another season. This story has got to be told one more time and probably for a few more seasons. So leave me all your comments. Did anything shock you? Was you shocked by anything? How you feeling about T and Meech taking Zoe, kidnapping a little girl, using her as bait and hostage? And what do you think the repercussions are going to be from Lamar? That's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like the video. Please comment, subscribe. Get yourself that life game, my people. Follow us as we go live because we'll report on this show and some others Monday, Tuesday, and Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already done so. Till that next Sexy as Hell video. I'll see you.